Hari Oh, I've been contained, but there's a power yet to be set free. My love, won't you just look in my eyes, see what lies behind the mirror of a modern life? Don't suit my stripes. I've been waiting, laying dormant for this change to let me go. In a modern life that don't suit my stripes, my spirit used to tiptoe. Look in my eyes, see what lies behind the mirror. You can look in my eyes, see a light that shines a different hue. In a modern life that don't suit my stripes.
How's everyone doing? Great, I hope. I'll put the little graphic up this time. Also, not much of an announcement, really, but Karui, I cannot, as I am unsure what that. I don't have that information. Am I bassy? Actually, is he? Really though, because I do have some EQ that I was messing with earlier. I want to make sure it's not. Is it sound too bassy? So real quick, while everyone probably unmutes their stream or whatever they were doing, were they? I was also clearing my throat, Izzy. I wasn't speaking, or I'm used to yelling out in the warehouse because those fans make it incredibly loud. Um, but basically, why are those boxes being stacked behind? Those boxes are actually on the line and they're on the shipping line. So and they're still there because basically the orders we pulled today were 100% of the ship orders that had the product that we currently had in stock. So exactly, Devask. But although I did have a monster already. But I think that right now it seems as if we might legitimately be at I don't want to say a standstill because that's probably not the correct term in this case. We just have to adapt a little bit. But as of right now, we have shipped everything that we can ship that is complete. So we are in the process of kind of working out because we're still waiting on the container. We were also incredibly fast and incredibly efficient in terms of shipping, and we really didn't expect to hit this wall. We expected the container to be in because we expected to be at this for weeks. When, as you guys can tell here, I mean I don't know when we're going to be done, but it isn't going to be weeks. That's for sure. It's going to be quicker than that, but which is good. That's not a bad thing. Correct. We can't control what the ships do. So at this point, we're kind of just waiting on the container, I think, unless we decide to go in and do some pre-packing type stuff where we pull a bunch of orders that aren't complete and we set them aside, and then when the container comes in, we basically filter out what's needed, and then those orders basically all get like shotgun shipped, essentially. Which could, UPS may not be ready for that, but we'll see. We're still trying to filter through. There might be some that have gone through the cracks too, so we might see some picking here and there. But as of right now, I am unsure what our plan is going forward without having that other container. So placing a separate order to get my rune whites and yeah, and I think that's the thing is we're talking about. I know that we don't want to double ship, like especially for anyone who's international. What we don't want to do is ship your order and then ship the rune whites and the pirate ship and other stuff in a separate order because that's twice the shipping. That's probably that's twice the customs and all that kind of stuff. So we're trying not to incur extra charges for either us or the consumer at this point. So we're trying to make the right move. It's hard to say what we're going to do at this point. I got to talk to Ed and Ron, and I'm sure they'll work it out. In fact, they may already have a plan, and they just haven't told me. So I'm basically only on here to talk to you guys and sound and look pretty and, ask you how your day's going and tell you why we're probably going to pull the stream down here in the next 30 minutes or so. So really, once and stream starts, we're probably not coming back. So, pretty like a princess, absolutely, Otter Mama, absolutely. Or pretty like an otter is pretty. Otters are pretty and cute. I wish we could do that shadow spawn, but I don't. We're not doing any in-person pickup. But I know that's something we did a long time ago, and you know, I'll mow your yard if you change my I could do that. So I appreciate that you remember that I changed my own out. But I'll tell you right now, I'll probably mow my own yard before I change your hot water heater because that was not a fun process. I can do it, but it's not fun. Does complete include the late pledge folks in 25? It's complete is really, to be honest, I don't have all the information because all the database information Kid has for us right now. All I know is that on our end user, our UI essentially here won't print any more orders. So that just means that we can't, as of right now, per the database, get any more orders that meet our current requirements. So that doesn't mean that it's possible you fell through the cracks. I mean, that's always the case because, you know, it's logistics, so stuff always happens. But as of right now, I don't have any real concrete information. Like I said, it's one of those things where how many orders were held back. I don't actually know that information either. I have a rough estimate of how many we were supposed to have, but that number's kind of changed from our original estimate too because it shifted some orders around for us based on shipping costs and stuff like that. So I think we have a rough estimate of what's left, but I know that we definitely have thousands of orders held back for sure at this point because of that container. That's a reasonable assumption, is that we're in the plural of thousands, which of course means 2 or more. But I will say I urge anyone listening, anyone who's paying attention, to be patient because I promise we'll take care of you. You know, it's just one of those things where we got to work it out. And I'm not saying multiple do fall through the cracks because they really don't. I think that if you do end up falling through the cracks, that's a rarity. That is very unlikely to happen based on previous Kickstarters and experiences. No, I don't think you guys genuinely, honestly, statistically speaking, everyone in this chat will have their order shipped like normal as soon as that product is here. It's pretty unlikely in terms of like database snafus and things like that for us to have, you know, people to slip through. I would say of the 18,000 backers, I mean, maybe 100 might slip through in some weird way or another. And it's incredibly unlikely it's anyone in this chat right now. So just statistically speaking. I worked at Chuck E. Cheese. Oh man, chef, that takes some fortitude, let me tell you. I don't know, hyper-imaginative. I don't think, I highly doubt it will. At least right now, if you had to ask them, and you know, if you asked them to make a decision in the next 5 minutes, I doubt it would change anything. But they also carefully think about a lot of stuff in between Kickstarters, and they go back and forth on things, so that could still change. Unfortunately, I can't really commit to much. In terms of whether or not we'll stay adhered. I know that's a very PR answer, and I know you want something more definitive. Unfortunately, I just can't. Anything that's even said on Twitch, even by Ed and Ron themselves, they specify that it's not sanctioned. Essentially, it's not set in stone. So anything you hear on Twitch could change too. That's a huge disclaimer, which isn't super helpful, and for that I'm sorry. Correct. We're not in normalcy of shipping yet. Yeah, correct. I agree. Hyper imaginative. It is unfortunate. I think typically, like, because I've been here for all of our Kickstarters at this point in the fulfillment. Even Bones 1, which was the most disorganized it's ever been, even then we had consistent container information in terms of when it was getting here, and it was quick. So, I think it's really unfortunate that the container catastrophe this year, obviously because of COVID, is something we're having to deal with. But obviously, the customer's patience is a virtue in this case, and we really appreciate it. So thank you. God, I hope not too. Dwarven Forge will be shipping in multiple waves. Interesting. Yeah, I think, and that's, honestly, I don't want to rule out that if the container takes too long, like if we don't really get them, if we're still kept in the dark, it would not shock me if we decide to ship in multiple ways in terms of what's here and what's not. Capel. That's not beyond the realm of possible. That's just not where we currently are in terms of decision making because of the sheer number of backers we have. And there's just so many moving parts. Justin, the Whites and Dragonfolk are listed as July releases for retail. Is this correct? I don't know. I'm unaware. I need to ask Ron if that's the case. Now, I have to clarify. Is that Whites and Dragonfolk for Bones 5? Because unfortunately there's definitely, they don't tell me everything. So, at all. So, if that is specified as Bones 5, in terms of what's being released, that seems incredibly uncharacteristic of us for us to release. Yes, Quindy. Not only am I going to personally pack your order, I'm going to put some extras in there. Some stuff I just find around the warehouse out there. Plenty of dust and everything. That was originally scheduled for June release and then pushed back. They got the retail bags. So the expect no Bones Black. Oh, I understand. Okay. So not quite the same stuff. It's a little different. I don't know that that's anything is subject to change. I'd have to ask Ron, to be honest with you. He kind of him and Ed dictate that. And they don't always pass the information down to everybody. So those were pushed back until the Kickstarter gets out. And that makes sense too. And that's the thing, Chef Love, is if I went and ask Ron right now, I think that it would be incredibly unlikely that we release a model, no matter what the material, unless it was something that was established in metal first. But I think it's incredibly unlikely that we release a model in a material for a product that we're trying to kickstart and put out anyway. So that seems uncharacteristic of anything we've done in the past. So I don't think that doesn't seem right. But of course, I don't have all the information. So I need to talk to Ron, really, to be honest with you. Great use of the duck. You know what? Yes. Actually, Quindy, you're not getting your order. You're getting a box full of duckies. Nothing but duckies. Yeah, the temperature right now, actually, in the warehouse is, let's see, we're at 85. With 63%. I know you can't see it because of the graphic, but maybe a cobweb. Oh man, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to say, Crowley. I think I know you're kind of being funny, but I guess it just depends. Like that's really what we're worried. We really wanted the container to come in last week. Realistically, we did. It's obviously frustrating that we don't even have, like, we're in the dark about it. That's the biggest frustration, is we can't even give you guys the estimate. Like, we can't even give you a ballpark. We can say sometime this year, but that's not helpful. No, we're not doing bathwater. Oh, geez. Leadless and Denton. Wow. I do not know that, Inara. That's probably, honestly, now that we've kind of hit a little bit of a wall. That may be something that Ron and Ed work on today. I'm unsure. So I will talk to them and see. I haven't checked on that too dope. I will I will check in on. I imagine. Did we? I don't know if we did we didn't do an update Friday, did we? I assume we didn't, but being that you're asking me about Australian shipping, I'll ask Ron about that as well. So I'll ask him about shipping. I'll ask him about kind of what we expect to do. I'll ask him about the July release of the Whites and the Dragonfall. I'll ask about all that stuff. I promise. Oh, Rackham. Do we have a policy? Yeah, I think. I mean, I think the policy is policy is a strong word. I think the best answer for that question is probably if you emailed help at Reaper Mini and tell Katie that you got some extra stuff that was sent to you. But I'm unsure what the decision will be from Katie and from what Ed and Katie have decided in terms of what we're doing there. Not that that's much help. Really the best I can tell you, Rackham, is to email help at Reaper Mini, which I'll type in chat now. Hold on. Latest the Bones info banner on the screen as well as US info, please. What save some questions? Oh, you're talking about the banner on the top right, the Bones 5 fulfillment portion. Because I mean, if you're asking Flinetha, we're about Flinetha. Okay, so you want the Europe and the actually, you know what? By that token, you want Europe and Australian information update in the top right banner as well in the ticker. I can do that. It won't matter much today because we're gonna go as soon as here in about 20 minutes. We're gonna bring the stream down and we likely won't be streaming anymore today in terms of fulfillment. Thank you, Dirt Diver. Yeah, I can do that. In fact, if you have any other suggestions in terms of information that you want on the screen, that would be really helpful. Anything that keeps you guys from having to ask the same questions over and over, just because I know you don't want to, and I'm sure Wendy and Trash and any other moderators in the channel don't necessarily want to answer the same questions, and it just helps everybody. So if you have any other suggestions, please. Or it will just be too long. We'll wait for the container, and you'll just start shipping stuff now. That's what I was saying, Crit Rollin' Mini Painter. Is that there has to be a breakpoint somewhere where if this takes too long, we almost certainly will probably ship in waves. Like we'll ship the stuff out that we have, probably. Just because we don't want people to wait any longer. I think, I'm saying that, but I have to imagine there is definitely a point. I just don't know where that point is. We got shipping email. How long will we wait before we email anyone as I don't want to be a pest? Actually, Ishin Loki, if you want to go ahead and send an email, you're welcome to. Now, if you send it early, they may give you, Katie may give you a canned response of, well, hold on, let the dust settle and see. But I don't think it's unreasonable that if at this point, based on stuff already being missing and things like that, if you were in an earlier wave, the point being, if you send an email, we can at least do a minor investigation as to where it's at and what's going on. So I think you could probably go ahead and just send the email if you'd like to. What about Antarctica orders? Okay, Trash. Paying shipping for the stuff. If people still ask, that's true. They will. What wave are we on? Is the single most asked correct? I know it is. Unfortunately, just got here. No, there's no container yet. Unfortunately, no. I really, really, really wish there was a container here. Shipping. Let's see. Do they have any? No, Niall, we don't. I wish we had a clue. I wish we had any clue. I wish there was any transparency, but it's such a mess with containers right now that even our like the people that are supposed to know, even they don't know, which is kind of the issue, or they have a rough estimate of kind of where it's at. So let's see here. Extra shipping. Those California may imagine. So basically, I'm refreshing my email in hopes that there's a queue for label. Yeah. And same thing for you, Curry. If you feel that at this point, if you didn't have any other stuff that was omitted, and if you feel that your order should have already shipped out, feel free to send an email to help at Reaper Mini. We can do that's going to be the best way to fix the people that slip into those cracks. If there is any, that's the best way to fix it. So if you feel as if your order is in a current state it should not be, go ahead and send an email. That's true. That last 24 hours thing is kind of messed up. I don't know why. Pendrick, that sounds like decent math. Based because I don't have the actual number. I would say anywhere from 3 to 6K orders left total. I would say maybe just to kind of cover everything. But that's such a wide range, you know. Oh, correct. I believe based on what Michael said last week, okay, perfect. I appreciate that, Karui. But I believe there's no crow's nest today. That is what I was told. Oh, Cindy's in the building. Showed up just in time. Yeah, we honestly, Shotakami, let me be abundantly blunt and clear here. We don't hold information back. We give information as we have it. Sometimes that information isn't even accurate when we give it. It's like we fall back on be as transparent as possible. That information can change. Like we always put that disclaimer just because we're giving it to you as soon as we have it, and we're not sitting on anything. Just because that we don't feel as if sitting on information is behooves us in terms of a business, especially for Kickstarters where Kickstarters have generally speaking have a wrap of it's a coin flip on whether or not you get your stuff. So thanks, Dr. Bob. Also, I have to ask, what's the all of the misspelling of container? Am I missing? Is there an inside joke here that I'm unaware of? Trash. You know what, Trash? You want to hook up a wireless? You want to hook up an actual like an SRT feed for me? I will stream that out at 3:00, and we'll call it Crow's Nest. So. Now we just suck at typing. This many people are this bad at spelling that specific word. Discord meme. There we go. It's a meme, yeah. Words are hard. That's true. Also, thank you for the 200 of you guys that kind of came out and just watched us stuff in boxes. Like that's really cool. We appreciate that. Really, I specifically appreciate it. Everyone else does too. Ed does. But realistically, being that this is my department and this is kind of my baby originally, I really appreciate that you guys are supporting it by hanging out, watching us stuff in boxes. It's a slow Tuesday. Justin, I did not have a baby. No trash. No, there's no child. No child on the way. No children. See here. That's how desperate we are for. Dr. Bob, are you suggesting that our other shows aren't quality entertainment? Is that what you're saying? And yes, trash. I don't mean literally. No, don't congratulate me. I do not have a baby. No children, only miniatures. That's true. Correct. That is correct. Oh, wow. That escalated quickly, Chef of Love. Yeah, we actually talked about that, Dirt Diver. We talked about maybe we talked about maybe having like an internet stream, like one where people are just pulling internet orders, and we just have this constant up camera that we stream for. Really, when we're not doing a show, it's just a 24, not 24/7, but an 8 hour a day, the normal work day type of stream of internet. So, it gives you guys kind of a place to come hang out and chat and listen to whatever elevator music we have playing, some royalty free elevator music that Trash specifically chose. Honestly, Muses, yes, actually we did, because, and I say that purely because anytime we do anything Kickstarter, whenever, for instance, Reaperland, its original, or its origins came from the Bones 5 like coverage stuff when we were hitting stretch goals, and we were averaging 600 to 900 people watching every single day in terms of those stretch goals for Bones 5, and that was, there wasn't much going on for that, and that was an all day stream. So that was just basically, we're just BSing on screen. So I think anything Kickstarter or Bones Kickstarter related, it just drives lots of viewership. So correct. Yeah, exactly, Muses. That's true. A random answer or hilarious questions and answers. Yes, lots of chat interaction. That's for sure. Surfing bird on loop for 9 hours. Gosh. Dr. Bob, it's funny you say that, because Dave was like, I want cameras on everybody here. I was like, all right, Dave. But Dave's got a point. We could stream it too at the same time. So. Well, what's your question, Malin? I'm sorry. The chat's scrolling kind of quick, guys. I'm gonna be honest. What's your question, Malin? I'm not ignoring you on purpose. I'm trying to get everyone's. Go ahead and type it again. Highlight it, because I know you've got points, Malin. I know you do. If the container comes in, will you interrupt programming to tell us to go back to packaging? I think we would probably, if the container comes in and we're streaming something, I will likely type in chat, but I'm not going to interrupt the show. But after that show, assuming it's not like, if the container comes in and we start pulling and doing orders from that container the next morning, you can expect to see another fulfillment stream. But Malin, I would say that as soon as I know, I will put it in chat, and I'm not going to really interrupt the show, but I will absolutely make sure to get that information out. Promise. Oh gosh, so many questions. Breaking news container. Yes. What? God, that Dr. Bob, that's the worst one I've seen so far. Reaper News Network. Using points to tell you I have Thank you, Quindy. You know what, Quindy? I'm gonna go in and zero out your balance now. Um, did I miss an announcement? Not really. La fight. Other than we're kind of at a standstill now because we can't really pull any more orders as of right this second. We're kind of only down to orders that are missing stuff, I believe is our current status. That I could have that completely wrong, but that's my understanding of the situation. Get 2 shipments for people not held by the pirate ship. Mushu, that's kind of what we were talking about earlier. I think there's definitely a break point by which it takes too long for the container to come in, and then we just decide to ship out what we have. I don't know where that point is. I don't know. They haven't drawn those lines yet. Is it possible to request it? I can tell you that's not possible as of currently. Oh gosh, it's going so fast. I love that movie. I watched it a couple of days ago. Sang along to Jamaica. Let's see here. This points to my most prized possession. Okay, all right, Wendy. When is opening again? That's a great question, Tiberius. As soon as I have that information, I'm sure Ron will put out an announcement. I hope. Actually, but the short answer is I can't answer your question because I don't know. I'm going to draw a line. They're probably weighing the price of shipping 2 orders. Yeah, correct. We're. I guarantee you they've already thought of that. Ron and Ed have. They're typically 3 to 4 steps ahead. The problem is those decisions aren't always easy because we kind of want to see what happens in real time. I don't have any news regarding EU shipment either. Like Flanetha was asking earlier, I think that I will probably put that in the scrolling banner at the top when I have more information, just so that the people that join in that have questions about EU and AU, they can get that information up there. But as of right now, I don't have any information. Sorry, Rango. Let's see, casting. I don't know that we would ever actually stream casting, just because there's some proprietary stuff about it. I don't know that we would stream it necessarily in the context that people would want. It might be a little more broad in terms of casting. I think we're more likely to stream casting of Bones USA, probably, if I had to be honest. It is shown on the tour, correct, but if I'm not mistaken, photography and videoing is not allowed when we do the tour of the casting area. Unless that's changed, I'm pretty sure that is not allowed. And as we all know, if it hits the internet, it's there forever. A sculpting stream, we're actually working on that, Rackham. A sculpting stream, like a manual, not necessarily a 3D sculpting show, but an actual sculpting show with Jason and Proctor, and possibly even Gene Van Horn involved. So, okay, Quindy. Is that you talking about the video on YouTube of the tour is that the one that's on our channel from Brian's way back when? Because if that is, Dave looked at that one. If that's the one you're referring to, Dave looked at that one and determined that it was low enough quality it didn't matter in terms of like when it was filmed. But if you're referring to someone else, then that could have been done without someone's knowledge. It's John giving a tour. Okay, I'm unsure of that one in casting. I just know that there are things about casting that we don't film or disseminate in terms of information. That is what I am aware of. And that includes, because I would have actually shot some B-roll stuff of casting already, but they didn't necessarily want me doing that yet. Am I planning giveaway streams or something that's allowed, or is it a frowned upon by Reaper? No, I think depending on what support tells you, Rackham, if you end up keeping them and you want to give them away, that's completely fine. Hell, I would argue that if you want to sell them, I know people do that too. No, we don't frown upon it. I mean, once it's in your possession, it's your property. So it's absolutely, gonna. Now, is the community going to frown upon it? I don't know, Rackham. That's a different question. That's hard to say. But I think if you decided to give them away in a stream, I think that would be perfectly fine. In fact, that would be cool. In fact, I would argue that if you decided to stream it and give it away, we would probably even say, "Hey, Rackham is going to be doing a giveaway stream, and they're going to give away some Bones 5 stuff." So, and that's assuming you keep the product. That is, depending on what support says. It's not, Quindy. It's not an approval. It's, most of the time I would say that it is an approval, but in this circumstance, nope. No, Quindy. Nope. When you start making less sense than bug lips, that's when I know that's a red flag. All right. Estimate how many actual figures are being shipped. That would be cool, Dr. Bob. I agree. That would be really neat to have like a grand total mini shipped. Yeah. Absolutely, Rackham. Absolutely. I honestly, Reaper is nice, I would say blissfully ignorant and nice in most ways. And it's not even willful ignorance. That's the funny part. It's sometimes it happens that way because logistics are hard. And we're still a small company, and frankly, we're still trying to figure it out. Hashtag not professionals. Like, we're still trying to figure it out. It's great that you guys stick around with us while we do. That's what makes it special. So, I think you're honest in actually letting Reaper know you accidentally got 2 shipments. I agree, too dope. That's the thing too. Is I'm sure there are plenty of people. I say plenty. Let's assume we're not making that mistake over and over. Let's say it's an outlier. I'm sure there are people who don't say anything, who just go, okay, well, I've got both. And if that's the case, that's also fine. I mean, we can't make you give back the minis once you've gotten them that way. So it really kind of doesn't matter in terms of whether or not you inform us, but we do appreciate when you inform us and are willing to send them back, because, that helps. Obviously, shipping is the limiter there, and your location geographically is an inhibitor, so just depends on the situation. You ate the container. Thank you. Well, then, if you could, Hero, if you could go ahead and regurgitate that for us so we could finish fulfillment, that would be fantastic. I think most people in chat would appreciate it if you would. If they're shipping the orders in order when the yes, okay, I can say that. Nile, when I assume is it nil or Nile? You know what? I'll go with nil until you correct me otherwise. When the container does arrive, it is a reset back to wave 1. So that essentially, if you're in wave 25 and you have any of the missing items, in theory, you're probably some of the last people to get it. Nil. Okay. I'll go with nil. You're probably some of the last. So yes, to answer your question, yes, it's when the container arrives based on wave and placement, you will be getting it in that order. Does that mean someone loses out? I don't think so, Darth Daddy. I think our percentages, unless we messed up a lot, like we would have to mess up a lot for that to be the case, Darth Daddy. But I think the way we ordered for Kickstarter is a percentage that allows for error in that way. But that's always the case. I mean, we couldn't order infinite. So if we ever cross that percentage, in theory, it could cause a problem. But I think it's pretty unlikely. So. Well, Hero, I think I speak for everyone here when I say if it's in your belly, you probably need to go ahead and spit it out, buddy. I mean, we kind of need the container. I mean, if you have an email that I can forward everyone to when they ask where the last container is, I mean, I'm more than willing to forward them to you. Nilrebia. I can do that. Nilrebia. Plus replacement for missing or damaged minis. Correct. That too, old DM. Yeah. You ordered extras in case broke. Yes, absolutely, Astley. That's going to be some serious indigestion. I agree, Quindy. I think a container, a 20-foot container, nonetheless. Not that a 12-foot container, I guess, a smaller container would have less indigestion. I think that's still indigestion, nonetheless. And it would probably all be severe. I guess conversely, he doesn't have to regurgitate it. We could just wait for it to pass naturally. And if that's the case, Quindy, you got to dig. That's your job, Quindy. He's all boat plugged up. This too shall pass. He literally giving me the shit job. Yes, Quindy, you get the shit job. Swallow 20. I mean, his dragon's in his name, Muses, so maybe dragon is the key there. That's the latest, guys. Looks like we're nearing the start of Anne's show, too. I like that idea too, Kirst. Yes, the Kickstarter comments are very heavy. That takes a job, let me tell you. Calisandra, I don't have any update on that. I need to ask Ron or Ed really when we plan on doing that. My original, what I was told, kind of like you guys were told, was yesterday. I thought it opened yesterday, but I guess that didn't happen, being as you're asking. Look at the Hobbit loading. You know what, Trash? I'll let him know. Yeah, I actually really liked Maldrakar. That was honestly, that thing was insane. It was epic. I think it just wasn't practical to carry. I think that's what begs that maybe we didn't sell enough of them, but is what leads me to believe it's not in production anymore. Yeah, I did. The 4th was fine. It was a very busy weekend. Very busy. In fact, I didn't even get to my mobile uploads. And for those of you paying attention, because I know for a fact, that there were some of you in chat who have paid attention to it. I'm going to go ahead and apologize now. The YouTube is literally weeks behind in terms of uploads. I was going to get to it this weekend. It just, it was busy. And, I was also resting my back this weekend to a degree. But I was going the entire time. In fact, yesterday was most of the sit down time I had. And even then, I didn't get a chance to catch up on those uploads. So, for those of you on YouTube, you're going to get several notifications, and for that, I'm going to pre-apologize. Oh, Stefan, there's so much that goes on in this department. I work most weekends anyway. To be honest, I don't. In some form or facet, I do something. In fact, I did tech support on Saturday for Ed because he wanted to pull some more orders, or Sunday, not Saturday. So it's there's just so much stuff to do. It just never stops. It feels like, honestly, running the stream in the video department with all of the different projects that we do and all the things we want to get done, it feels like I'm running a small business within a business, actually, in terms of sheer number of hours I put into it. Yeah, I think, is that really what is that what the Tiamat's going to cost us, 400? Because that does seem kind of high. Although, how much was Maljakar originally? I think that one was like 150, right? I don't remember. This from Reaper that I never saw on YouTube. Oh, no. Mocha asked us not to put her classes up, actually. Remainder. So we did not put them up, in respect to her. Is it just you, Justin, or do you have other people helping with? No, it's just me. It's 100% me. On site, it's just me. I mean, Colin steps in occasionally to run the show, sort of, whenever I'm not here. And John, John doesn't help with any of the tech stuff, but he kind of helps with Discord stuff. He helped with organizing some stuff for ReaperCon in terms of like that video stuff that we previewed. But John's got his own stuff he's doing too in terms of engagement. So like, no, but in terms of tech, it's just me. Now I do ask Frank the occasional question. In terms of like information, like his opinion on what he uses and why, that kind of stuff. But outside of that, it's pretty much just me. Yeah, I'm sorry, Remainder. She asked us after we did everything. She kind of had a second thought on whether or not it went up, and we respected her request to bring them down. Those are the only ones that should be missing, is hers. The rest of them should all be up. At least the ones that we recorded, like that's everything I was given. Calisandra, we're actually kind of working on that. I need, honestly, our YouTube is its own project. I would love to have someone that went through, placed the correct stuff on stuff, filtered it all out, put it in correct playlists, deleted videos we didn't need, trimmed the videos that are too long in the front, stuff like that. The YouTube is its own, and then make content for YouTube. That's its own project by itself, without even considering streaming. So, I am frustrated that our YouTube kind of goes by the wayside in terms of effort, because I say effort in terms of time and care, really. Richard Donner. Oh, Richard Donner passed away. Oh, that sucks. A boat for Reaper Aaron. Yeah, trash. Yes is the short answer. If I have to ship them one of the models that's open in this room right now, they're getting a boat. Period. End of story. They're going to get one because, we held off for a while, and I'm not even listening to that anymore. I'm going to go get this boat, and I'm going to ship it regardless. And then, be damned with the repercussions if there is any. I agree, Hyper Bunny. I completely agree. That was we did it because she requested it, but that was an obvious. That was our first concern. Was, hey, I know people made decisions based on this, so it was a difficult decision to make for sure. Dr. Bob, correct. Gonna paint that mug ASAP. What mug? Have I seen a ghost ship? Correct. Yeah, there's actually one sitting. One sitting on my desk over here. Well, not my desk, but my secondary set. It's, in fact, every night that I close the lights up, it's the last thing I see in the room because it's shining bright like a diamond from all the light that's in the studio. Can we see a ghost ship? I thought we put it up on stream more than once. Did we not? Am I losing my mind? I thought didn't we show it? I mean, I'm not saying that, you should have seen it if we did. I just was curious if I thought most of our audience had seen it. Just going with Don said he would contact Winner last week. Did that get put on hold? Almost certainly, Hermit. Normal operations of everything because of Kickstarter last week were basically everything was put on hold last week because of Kickstarter. So Kickstarter is just first and foremost in everyone's mind right now. So no problem, Celia or Celia Nile. I'm seeing lots of new names, so thank you guys for stopping by. I'm sorry I'm butchering all of your names, but Celia Nilo? I'm probably messing that up. Let's see here. It has been seen. I don't recall seeing it, but I've missed a few. Oh. Yeah, I thought so. I just wanted to ask. Yeah. Sorry, Hermit. I will, how about this next fulfillment stream we do? I'll put the, Celia, I'll put the ghost ship up. I'll frame up the camera and we can put the ghost ship up. Maybe if we're lucky, I can get it on the turntable balanced and I can get it rotating. That would be weird, but I would like to put that up. That would be interesting, I think. Celia Nalo. I like that name. I was thinking 5 hero-size minis. Lights out for a few when it's there. Oh, yeah, that's what we would do, Loden. I think I would shine a bunch of light on it, and then I would come in and just turn the lights off, maybe for a shot or two. I think it would be cool. Released enough lights that you can see that it's glowing, because it gets weird in terms of exposure. All right, let's see here. Let me see. I have a stream from Ann, so I'm going to be updating I'm going to bring the stream down, guys. Thank you very much for watching. You're awesome as always. Thank you for watching, of course. And I am sorry that if you have stuff that's being held back, we're working on it. I'm sorry. But we will get it done. Promise. But outside of that, you guys keep being awesome. Have a great rest of your day. Enjoy Ann's show. And remember, there is no crow's nest today. So I would look forward to, really, if we're really lucky, the container comes in today. We kind of let everyone know, and then tomorrow morning you see us hitting the ground running. That would be perfect. That's the best case scenario today. But I'm not going to hold my breath. So. Be good or don't get cut. I appreciate that, Dr. Bob. Yeah, you know what, Dr. Bob, I only put pants on for fulfillment. Otherwise, I wasn't going to have pants on. Ed made me put pants on. All right. I'll see you guys later.